If you can't write, you can't sell. You've got to be able to write today. You've got to be able to really address the issue of your social credentials, social proof. When someone checks you out online, do they see a person of credibility? You've got to be able to write.
Welcome back. I'm delighted to have Tony Hughes with me again. And Tony, you've just been named one of the top 50 influencers in the professional sales world by the Top Sales magazine.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, that's a great achievement. Well done.
Yeah, it really took me by surprise, actually. And it was on the back of being listed as one of the top 100 people in social selling this year as well.
And the thing that I find intriguing is that you've come from almost nowhere to do that in less than 12 months.
Yeah, well, yes, it would certainly look like that to a lot of people. I've been reasonably active in social, but I wasn't really doing hardly any publishing. And it was you that inspired me back in November last year to get active in building my personal brand. And I did my research, and you were part of that. Also, a guy called David Meerman Scott was really good in his book. But I decided to get very active in social publishing, and it's the thing that made the difference.
So what I'd like for the audience here, and the audience are primarily sales professionals and sales managers, sales leaders, is to let's learn from what you did. I think it's really important that what you did can be applicable to most salespeople out there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you went about that. What was important? What worked?
Well, the first thing we all need is we need some sort of unique IP. I know nothing's truly unique, really, but for me, I had a unique sales methodology that I worked with for years, and then I also developed a definition of strategic social selling, these 5 pillars that I talk about.
Yep.
And what I decided to do was to give away my IP, really a pay-it-forward strategy, and just start publishing unique, high-value content. A lot of people adopt a strategy of curation where they'll just really retweet and repost other people's content, but in my research, I decided unique content was going to be the difference.
And we've talked about that in other videos, and we'll talk about it in the future, but your recommendation is that all salespeople should look at doing some writing.
Yeah, and it's controversial. There's plenty of people that disagree with me, but it's important for a couple of reasons. We want salespeople to carry better conversations to more senior people when they go and sell. If someone writes about something, they'll come to understand it a lot better and they'll be able to carry the conversation. We often think we know things in our head, but when we go to write it down, we discover we're really not where we need to be.
And what we're writing as a salesperson has nothing to do with our product, our company, or whatever. It's all about
It's true.
what their customers are achieving, what the challenges they're facing, and how they're addressing those challenges, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what customers need to know.
It's true, and it really goes into the second part of my strategy. So it was a unique content publishing strategy, and another piece of it was that I didn't connect and sell with people in social. It was connect with people and really provide some value, provide information for them without pushing myself in any way at all.
So key lesson in social media is no selling on social media.
Correct. It's connect and engage. It's not connect and sell.
And then the selling happens face-to-face later on.
Yeah. Well, and it really, all of the rules that apply to professional selling in the physical world apply online. You wouldn't be at a networking event with somebody and start jumping in their face and selling to them prematurely. You'd build that relationship and listen, before you would start to push anything.
Okay. I'm not a great writer. I don't write a lot. Try and get a little bit out there and hopefully put a bit of value on the table. But I know you took a totally different strategy.
Yeah, well, so I've actually decided to write, right? And
200 articles in less than 6 months.
It was a lot of work, and I'm not going to stand here and pretend that most people can write 200 unique quality posts in 6 or 7 months. But here's the thing: if a person doesn't read, I don't believe that they belong in the sales profession. You've got to read and stay current. And the other thing is, if you can't write, you can't sell. You've got to be able to write today. You've got to be able to really address the issue of your social credentials, social proof. When someone checks you out online, do they see a person of credibility? You've got to be able to write.
So the lessons I'm getting then is, as a salesperson, if we want to influence our target audience, our target market, our customers out there,
yes,
ones we haven't even met yet, let alone the ones we've met, we've got to share valuable content, and you're saying we get a lot more value if you actually write that content yourself, than curating other people's content.
So yes, John, that's actually dead right, because the reason you want to publish content is to attract people to you, and it also provides social proof when they check you out that you're a person worthy of having a meeting.
And the second lesson I got out of this is no selling on social media.
Correct.
It's all about creating value and giving. It's not about trying to sell people in the ether.
Correct. It's connect and engage, not connect and sell.
Tony, thank you very much. And look, congratulations. Great effort to be the top 50 around the world. I think you've done extremely well and it's well deserved.
Thanks, John.